again, my little yarnivores and spiderettes. Fiber Spider back again with the continuation of the Embossed Diamonds hat, and we are on round 11. Thank you for joining me today, and thank you to Lion Brand for sponsoring this video. So, let's get started with round 11. Now, the last rounds that we did, it was one of those where we did the front post treble crochets together. Well, we have another easy round. So starting off round 11, just chain up 2, and then into every stitch, do a double crochet. Now, I'm going to start off by doing our double crochet underneath both sets of V's as best we can, so that it looks nice and secure and neat. And then 3 regular double crochets in the previous round's single crochets. So that's 1, 2, and 3. And then when you reach the junction where we did our front post trebles together, again, be sure not to go just underneath that V there, but both sets of V's. Honestly, it is a matter of personal preference, but I think it looks a lot neater. And just do your double crochet underneath both sets of V's, and then 3 double crochets. And then underneath both sets of V's. There we go. And then 3 double crochets. And that's really all there is to round 11. It's as simple as that. So continue on in this fashion all the way around until you reach the beginning. And so at this point, you would go underneath both sets of V's right here. And then 3 doubles, 1, 2, and 3. Just be careful not to go underneath this right here. Okay, that you're going to skip, and you're skipping this chaining up of 2, and you're going to go and do a slip stitch into the top of this first double crochet that we created, and that will be the end of round 11. So I'll see you for round 12. Be right back. Okay, round 12. Now, round 12 is very much like the first round that we did with the front post trebles. So we need to get to the center of this next diamond. So right now we are aligned right over this joint, so we need to get in between the 2 joins. So start off by chaining up 1 and do single crochet into the first and next stitch. So 1 and 2. So now we are in alignment of that middle stitch. So we're going to then join these 2 groupings together to create our new diamond. So yarning over twice, go underneath both legs, and pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2. Yarning over twice, go underneath both legs of the next juncture, and pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and then pull through all 3. So this is very, very similar to this first row that we did down there. In fact, it even aligns with that previous row. So again, we have to skip, because we worked into this stitch, so skip that next stitch and single crochet into the next 3 stitches. So 1, 2, and 3, and we are in alignment once again, so yarning over twice, go underneath both legs of the previous juncture, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, go underneath both legs of the next, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, and pull through all 3. There we go. Skip the next one, the next stitch there, going into the next 3 stitches with single crochets, 1, 2, and 3, yarning over twice, go underneath both legs, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, go underneath both legs of the next junction, pull up that loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3, skip the next stitch, 3 single crochets, 1, 2, and 3, yarning over twice, go underneath both legs, pull up that loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, go underneath both legs of the next, pull up that loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, then pull through all 3. Skip the next stitch, go into the next 3 stitches with single crochets, and 1 more, yarning over twice, go underneath both legs, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, go underneath both legs of the next, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3, skip a stitch, going into the next 3 stitches with single crochets, 1, 2, and 3. And that is what you do for the rest of this round, round 12. Just go all the way around. Just be sure that, after doing your juncture, you skip a stitch and then you do 3 single crochet stitches. You have to skip that stitch, otherwise it will mess up your stitch count. Can't stress that enough. And so go all the way around. And so, you know what? I'm going to meet back up with you around here so that we can finish up round 12. Okay? I like to be thorough, so I'll see you in a bit. Just keep going in the same fashion. See you shortly. Okay, so we're almost done with round 12. I just have a couple more junctures to go, here and here, and then we'll be done. But, I like to touch base with you guys. So I already did my last juncture and 3 single crochets. So let's hop right in by yarning over twice, going underneath both legs and pulling up a loop. Pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, going underneath both legs, pull up a loop, pull through 2, then pull through all 3, skip that next stitch, going into the next 3 with single crochets, 1, 2, and 3, yarning over twice, last junction, going underneath the 2 legs, pulling up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, going underneath the last set of legs, pulling up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3. Now, if you remember, we started by chaining up 1 and doing 2 single crochets. Well, we only need 1, but we still have to skip that 1 stitch as per usual. So skip that stitch and then 1 single crochet stitch, and then slip stitch into the top of the first single crochet stitch that we made, and that is the end of round 12. Okay. Round 13. Okay, so for this round, again, you get a bit of a rest, a bit of a break. Start by chaining up 2, and in every stitch, double crochet. So start right in here with a double, and then another double, working in those previous single crochet stitches. And then again, you've reached a junction, so go underneath both sets of V's with your double crochet. Make it nice and pretty. Then 3 double crochets into the next 3 stitches. And then double crochet under both sets of V's. There we go. And then 3 doubles. And then one more. There we go. And then underneath both sets of V's, there we are. And then 3 regular double crochets. And, like we did previously, just do this all the way around. And so when you reach about this point, you would go underneath both sets of V's, do 1 double crochet, and then again, skip this little infidel, this little one that's going to try to trip you up. So it's just this one here in the junction, then 1, and then slip stitch into the top of this first double crochet that we had made previously, because again, you don't want to mess up your stitch count. It'll throw everything off, and that is the last thing we need, right? All right, so we're most certainly getting there. All right, so I will meet back up with you for the next round. All right, I'll see you in a bit. Round 14. All right, this is, in theory, the last of the tricky rounds. Of course, it does depend on how big you want your hat to be, but so right now we are dead center, so we don't need to chain up 1 and do any single crochets. No, we are exactly where we want to be. So without doing any chaining, yarn over twice and go underneath these first 2 legs, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, go through the next set of legs, and pull up a loop. And I missed a ply. That's okay. I still have my 2 loops there. So yarning over twice, go underneath those legs, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3. There we are. And then skip that next stitch, going into the next. Oh, wait a minute. No, I almost made a boo-boo. This is our skipped stitch, the one that we started with. So go directly into that first stitch and 2 more for a total of 3. See, I'm not perfect, but I try to catch my mistakes before we go any further. So, yep. See, you can see that this is our middle stitch because this one is in alignment there. So it's 1 and 2. So that is perfect. Okay. So yarning over twice, going around both legs, and pulling up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, go through the next set of legs, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3, skip a stitch. We're skipping them now. Next 3 stitches, single crochets, 1, 2, 3, yarning over twice, go underneath both legs. There we go. Pull up that loop and pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, go underneath the next set of legs, pull up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3, skip a stitch, going into the next 3 with single crochets. See, like I said before, it's not that bad once you get the hang of it, but it does take practice, I will be the first to say. Okay, so we've got our 3 singles, yarning over twice, going underneath the legs, pull up that loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, going underneath both legs, pull up that loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3, skip the next stitch, going to the next 3 stitches with singles. There you go. Let's do one more for good measure, and then I'm going to do the majority of this round off camera, and I will touch base with you for the very end. So yarning over twice, going underneath the legs, pull up loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, go through the next set of legs, pulling up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3, skip the next stitch, going into the next 3 stitches with single crochets. And there you go. So keep doing this for the rest of the round, and I will meet back up with you at around here. Okay? Just keep going with your junctions. You're skipping 1 stitch and 3 singles, and I will meet back up with you. Alrighty. Okay, so we're almost done with round 14. I just have 2 more junctions to go. And so I did my junction and my 3 singles. So yarning over twice, going underneath the set of legs, pulling up that loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, next set of legs, pulling up that loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3, skip the next stitch, going into the next 3 with singles, 1, 2, and 3, yarning over twice, going underneath the legs, pull through 2, pull through 2, yarning over twice, go through the last set of legs, pulling up a loop, pull through 2, pull through 2, pull through all 3, and because where we started, we didn't do any, chaining or single crochets. So again, we have to skip that stitch, single crochet into the next 3. 1, 2, 3, and then slip stitch into the junction because that's where we started. So underneath and slip stitch. There we go. So that is the end of round 14. Alrighty. Alrighty, so round 15. Well, this may be 15, or you might want to decide to make your hat a little bit bigger. Now, if I put this on my head, this edge here, it reaches, just over the tip of my ears. Okay, so for me, that works because we're going to be adding another three more rounds. So it's going to add about inch and a half, 2 inches more. So for me, that's all right. Now, if you want this to be bigger, like if you want it to be more of a slouch hat, etc., and you want to add more rounds, just repeat rounds 11 through 12 if you want it a little bit bigger, or 11 through 14. Do that repeat of rounds and then continue on. Now, if you're thinking to yourself, okay, wait, this hat is kind of big around my head. Well, that's why we're going to switch to the smaller sized hook at this point. We were using the size J, a 6 mm hook. Now I'm going to be using a size H 5 mm hook because I feel that I'm ready to go in with the brim. But like I said, if you want to keep going, more power to you. That's totally fine. You would just repeat rounds 11 and 12 or rounds 11 through 14. If you want it, extra big, totally up to you. But I'm ready, so we are going to be doing round 15. So by switching to your smaller hook, going to be doing another round of just double crochets. It's going to be really easy from here on out, believe you me. So switching to the smaller hook, chain up 2 and double crochet, just a double crochet into every stitch. It's that simple. And again, going underneath those 2 loops there, just like we did with the slip stitch, and just do double crochets all the way around. Now, the reason why I use a smaller hook is because since we're going to be doing some ribbing, it is still going to be somewhat elastic, but also a little bit tighter so that it fits around our forehead just a little bit more snug. So, reached a junction. So, underneath both sets of these, do our double crochet, and then 3 double crochets. And quite frankly, we are in the home stretch. And then underneath both sets of the V's, and then 3 doubles as per usual. And then underneath both sets of V's. And just keep doing this all the way around until you reach the beginning of your round, just like we did in previous rounds. No big deal. And then we will proceed with doing the ribbing, which quite frankly is my preferred and favorite way of finishing hats. And so, yeah, I'm going to leave you here. So just keep going around doing your double crochets. And so you would do your junction here, and then 3 double crochets, and then slip stitch to the top of this first double crochet right there, slip stitch into there, and that will be the end of round 15. Okay, so I will see you for the next round. Alrighty. Round 16. Okay, so for round 16, we're going to start in with our ribbed brimming. So chain up 2. And again, as per usual, this chaining of 2 does not count as an actual stitch. It's just to give us the height. So not around here, but around this first actual double crochet, front post, double crochet, and then around the next back post. So instead of going around the front, we're going around the back around the back, and then grab your yarn through and finish your double crochet. So we've got one in the front and then one in the back hidden by that bar there. So front post, and then back post. And front post, and back post. Just alternate back and forth between the front and the back posts. And like I said, this really is my favorite way of doing the brims for hats because it's nice, it's simple, it's effective. I like it. So I did my front and then a back and then a front, just alternating back and forth, and then a back, and then a front. Just so on and so forth all the way around. And so you would just keep going in the same fashion. And again, do not be deceived by this little guy here. Your last stitch, whether it's a front or back post, it almost doesn't matter at this point. You would do your front or back post stitch here, and then slip stitch to the top of your first front post double crochet stitch, and there you go. And that will be round 16. In fact, that would be essentially what you would do for the rest of the project, but I'll show you how to get started with round 17, and I'll meet back up with you. So just keep doing your ribbing, and I will see you shortly. Alrighty. Okay, so I'm almost done with round 16, but I just, I'd like to touch base with you guys. So I did my front, my back, my front, and then a back, and then a front, and then a back. Okay, now at this point, we did a back, and then we have that chaining up of 2, which does not count. And so going to slip stitch into the top of that first front post. Okay, there you go. And, yeah, you can see this, but in the grand scheme of things, it's okay. You can put it in, around at the back of your head. Nobody is going to notice. It's quite all right. If it's like, oh no, there's 2, no, it's fine. Okay, so from here for round 17, and for every subsequent round, if you want it to have a wider brim, you would chain up 2, and then front post around the front posts, back post around the back posts, just keeping consistent with what we've already done and what we've established. So front post around the front post, and then back post around the back post. That's all there is to it. Just front post around the front post, and back post around the back post. Front post around the front, and back post around the back. And so you would do this all the way around as per usual. And just keep going on in the same fashion. And then you would do your front post, when you have come full circle, do your front post around the front, back post around the back, and then slip stitch into the top of that first front post double crochet. And if you like the width of your brim, then cut your yarn and pull out your tail and sew in your ends, and you will be finished. Yeah, that's all there is to it. Alrighty. All right, my dears. So I finished off that second round of ribbing and I really like the results. So I left off there, sewed in my end, and it's all good to go. So that concludes the embossed diamonds hat. Really, really like this pattern and I hope you liked it too. Thank you again for joining me today, and thank you to Lion Brand for sponsoring this video. And of course, if you want the written pattern, it is available on my Etsy store as a digital PDF file. And I also have a couple of other patterns that you might be interested in if you haven't seen them already. So, you know what to do until next time, right? I want all of you to stay inspired, stay caffeinated, stay stitching, and please stay safe. Take care of yourselves and each other, and I will see you in my next video. Have a great day, everybody, and bye for now.